Well, hello. Welcome back to Your Success DNA. Yeah, doing those necessary actions, getting those daily needed attitude adjustments from yoursuccessatlast.com. That motivational oomph that you need every single day, along with those core inspirational building blocks, are going to help you get what you need to get done. Yep, it's me again, Sergeant Major Motivation, Ace Brinkman, coming at you. Halfway there, folks. It's Wednesday. What? Hump day. And here's the cool thing. Memorial Day weekend. For some, it's closer to Friday because many are taking Friday off and turning this special weekend into a 4-day weekend. Are you doing that? Doing anything special with that extra time? Doing anything special at all this weekend? Maybe spending some time with special people in your life, or even better, that special someone? Yeah. Me? Well, yeah, of course I am. I'm spending all 4 days with my lovely lady thêâ. We're going to be going to a special event together, and there'll be lots of learning and lots of laughter. That much I can guarantee you. And I say that with confidence because I always have a huge smile on my face when I'm with my lady thêâ. But, it wasn't always that way. And I don't say that about Diane, my lady. I've had people in my life in the past that certainly would literally yank the smile from my face. And then, I decided, it's time for a change. And that, my friends, is today's question. What do you want or need to change? And it may not be a relationship change for you, or it may be. It may just be an attitude change, or a job change, or a living place change, financial change, whatever it is. There's something that you want to, or maybe even more so, that you need to change. What is it? And sitting down and pondering that, pondering that often helps you keep growing, because you're saying, oh gosh, you look down at your tummy like I'm doing right now, and you're like, oh man, I got a little bit more meat there than I would like. Well, that's a change I want to make, right? Now you've acknowledged that. What steps can you take to make that change? Is there someone or something that you need to change? If so, what is it specifically? Narrow it down to what you want to, or what you need to change, and guess what? Yeah, start making the change. And don't just keep complaining about it. You hear those people all the time. Oh my God, my tummy is so big. Oh my God, my job sucks. Oh my God, this. Oh my God, that. Don't just keep complaining about it. And start making those changes, making those, like we talked about yesterday, those little adjustments, right? It's not about that big monumental adjustment. It's about those little daily adjustments that you make over and over again. However, if you do need to complain about something to get some action from others, then complain wisely, because as you know, no one likes a whiner, right? Oh my God, we hate those people. You ever had someone sit down and you say, hey, how was your day? And what they do is they give what I've heard referred to as the organ recital. They start telling you about all the things that are wrong with them. Okay? No one likes a whiner. But complaining, when you know how to do it effectively, can make a difference in getting what you want out of life. It could literally be the difference between getting what you want or getting the poop end of the stick, all right? Now, if you think about it, you may have noticed, and let me pause for a quick second here and share, when I say complaining, I'm not just talking about those people that just spend their life griping and moaning about everything in the world. I'm talking about those folks that we've had in our lives that are great at complaining to a person or to a company about something that they're disappointed in, and seem to get almost immediate results. They seem to know exactly how to garner a good outcome out of a deal gone bad, or out of a situation gone bad. All right? See, an assertive personality type can usually get what he or she wants because they know how to plan the complaint. They know how to get the results. That assertive personality tends to let me back up. The aggressive personality will be the one that's tending to shout and express anger in a negative way. And that passive personality, well, they're probably not going to say anything in the first place, right? And if they do, it's like, oh, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. All right. So I want to flip this a little bit and tell you how to become an effective complainer, right? To become an effective complainer and to get the results that you desire. And to do this, you've got to be sure that the person hearing your complaint or your issues understands the problem, understands your feeling about it, right? And hopefully has the channel to make some changes for you. So I want to give you some, I won't call them rules, some guidelines about how to complain effectively. Number one is know your outcome. What is it you want to get out of this, right? What do you want your outcome to be? Do you want a refund? Do you want the job redone? Do you want to try a second date? Maybe you just had that bad date. Do you want to change a particular bad behavior or a pattern in someone else? See, plan what you're going to say so that you can be perfectly clear in the complaint of what you want the outcome to be. Know your outcome. All right, that's number one. Number two, complain in person. Yeah, this is the best way to do it. If you're able to have face-to-face conversation, if that's possible, then complain in person. Meeting a person and facing them eye to eye is far better. But if you have to do it on the phone or in an email, be sure that you target the complaint to the person that can make the change rather than someone else, right? Don't go to John's mom because you're upset about something John did. Go to John, all right? And in today's world, and this one really applies to business. I wouldn't do this on a personal level, but certainly when it comes to business issues and complaints, social media is a great tool. The reputation of a company is really important, especially in today's competitive market. And the world has gotten so small with the internet and companies like Amazon, all right? If you don't get the response you want from a face-to-face conversation, a phone call, a letter, then social media is a great way to make the company concerned be more likely to act upon your complaint. And that's why those tools are out there. I mean, if you go to Amazon, there's a spot where you can say, hey, share your input. Now, when I say that, I don't want you to use this as a way to bash the company and go on a tirade. Certainly you want to know the outcome you want, right? And share that information. Here's what I thought I was getting. Here's what I got. Here's what I would like to get. And here's a great little extra tip for this. If in your feedback, your complaint that you're sharing, you put in a hashtag of the company, you're bound to get a far quicker response. Just a little tidbit there for you. Number four, now that you know your outcome, right, and you're complaining in person if it's possible, maybe you've had to use social media, focus on what you want. Know what you want and craft your complaint, craft your verbiage carefully before you notify anyone, right? If you don't get the response you want immediately, then start going up the ladder. Using a letter or using an email, go to a manager, then go to a department manager, go to the CEO, all right? Then that it's probably going to get forwarded to the complaint department when you get to that. But since it's coming from a higher up, you might get a faster result. So, start at the right spot. Don't get me wrong. You start at the right spot. If you don't get the results, move it up the chain, right? Because if someone's not doing their job, then you want to move it up to the chain and help them understand it. If you get to the CEO and they take that complaint and they push it back down to the person you talked to in the first place, it's coming from a higher level than even you as the customer, all right? So, last one here, remain calm. All right. Yeah, I get it. Something has happened. It hasn't gone the way you want it. You might be a little PO'd, might be a little ticked off, even though you may be angry. I want you to, we need to remain calm and we need to focus on the issue, focus on the complaint, carefully weigh our options of the complaint, and then make it clear that we expect an answer from whomever it is that we're sharing the issue with. See, at the end of the day, if nothing works and you don't get the desired results, at least you know that you've taken an assertive approach and stood up for you, stood up for your rights and your product and your service, or your rights as the customer, or your rights as the person. Whatever the situation is, may not just all be business. It could be a relationship issue. You stood up for you. Be sure to tell the other person in no uncertain terms that you're disappointed in the outcome. Right? There's nothing wrong with sharing that, right? Take your complaint to, if it's a business issue, I keep coming back to that. There are companies out there that do that. The Better Business Bureau is a perfect example. Again, you could use social media to share that information so that others don't get caught in the same trap, right? When you do these things, you practice these 5 tips here, your complaint effectiveness will improve over time. Look, and I don't want you to go out there and just start complaining just to be complaining, because look, we all find ourselves in situations where, I guess we're less than satisfied with the outcome, the person, the product, or the place. And there is nothing wrong with sharing that result in an effective manner. Some people call it complaining, and I've been using the word complaint throughout this. Some people call it complaining. They're complaining about the failure of that outcome, that person, that product, that place. Perhaps we should call it feedback, right? Because that's really what it is. It has far less emotion to it when we say feedback, and it has far less of a negative connotation. So if I wanted to wrap all this up in a pretty little bow, sharing feedback has 6 easy steps, all right? 1 is to notify. Like we talked about earlier, no one can fix it if you don't share it with them, right? So notify the person. Stay calm. We talked about this. It's kind of self-explanatory, but sometimes we all know it's a little easier said than done. Stay specific, right? Don't use vague descriptions of the problem or the issue. The other party can resolve an issue far quicker if they know exactly what the issue is. And staying specific also helps keep us from going off on a tangent, especially ones that are not directly related to the problem that we're giving the feedback about. And this really happens more so when the complainer becomes emotional. You get all emotional and you go off on this tangent. All right. The next piece, patience. I had a brain fade there for a second. Patience. Not all problems, not all issues can be resolved right there on the spot. Sometimes it takes a minute, an hour, a day, a week, even a month, depending on what it is you're sharing feedback about. I mean, you're sharing feedback about someone's repeated behavior. Well, repeated behaviors are usually habitual, and habits take a little bit longer to break. So be patient. Stay nice. Treat people that you're looking for assistance from, that you're looking for change from, with the same respect that you're looking to get in your problem resolution. All right? Don't be going in there acting all, right, all crazy, and expect people not to react to you as a result of that. And finally, stay diligent. Do not let them off the hook. Be nice, be patient, but be assertive and diligent in getting the result that you want, or that that you should have gotten in the first place. All right? And there you have it. So complain effectively, get better results. All right, tomorrow we're going to talk about 3 ways that you can add joy to your daily routines. With that, I'm going to leave you like I always do. Think successfully, take action. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.